When I was younger, about 11 years old, I grew up on a sheep and beef farm, and I actually bought 13 pigs from market to bring home. They actually became more like pets. I used to play football with them, and I can certainly... no, we used to play football matches with them. They were a lot of fun, and I can certainly learn that of all livestock, they're potentially the most intelligent and certainly some of the most affectionate animals that you can get. And I had a particularly interesting visit with the National Pig Association to Sparshott Agricultural College in Winchester, which has, I used to love going there as a vet, treating the animals. Now I go there as an MP, looking at their teaching and their facilities, and they have a fantastic indoor high welfare unit that actually delivers piglets without the use of farrowing crates, and I pay tribute to the staff there for both the teaching and the welfare standards they maintain. To touch on what many members have spoken on today, one of the top issues threatening the pig industry is the biosecurity at the border. I've been to Dover and I've met with the vets and the border inspectors there, looking at the potential illegal meat coming in, we've seen the tons of meat that gets seized. The crazy thing about it at the moment is that if I were smuggling meat into the UK, I cannot, and I was caught, I cannot be arrested and my vehicle cannot be seized. But the meat would be confiscated and my vehicle would have to be cleaned because it would be a biosecurity risk. So the only threat, the only deterrent for me, if I was going to try and smuggle illegal meat into the UK, is that I will get my van cleaned for free at the taxpayer's expense. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. And while we totally understand that biosecurity, enforcement of biosecurity at such a busy border is very difficult and has a huge amount of challenges, there's not even suitable deterrents in place for people who do get caught. So I'd really urge the Minister to look at how we can implement those at the very least. One thing the pig industry has done phenomenally well is reducing antibiotic use by 72% since 2015, so just over 10 years. This is hugely important, not only for animal welfare, but for public health. We know that antimicrobial resistance is like a slow pandemic that never gets media attention, but it will be killing 39 million people a year by 2050 if we do not take action. And very much related to this, it's really important that we do not undercut our high animal welfare and farming standards with other countries that have lower standards, because other countries that use antibiotics as growth promoters are not only farming with lower welfare standards, they are contributing towards this huge public health crisis that we have to ensure that we're doing our bit to tackle. And related to that, an honourable friend from Doncaster East mentioned labelling. It is hugely important that we can identify where meat has been produced. And consumers are currently being hoodwinked when they believe they are buying products that have been reared in the UK and it turns out it was only processed in the UK. They believe they are supporting, customers want to support British farmers and they want to support high animal welfare standards, and it is completely wrong that they're being hoodwinked to buying a product that actually potentially undermines our UK standards. Honourable friend from West Dorset touched on the very important point of the lack of small abattoirs in the UK. They're shutting down. It's a huge animal welfare issue that they have to be transported further than necessary to be slaughtered. It's a huge economic problem as well. And very much related to that, I'd really urge the Minister to see how the government can work with the pig industry to move away from CO2 slaughtering or stunning of pigs. You know, it's a big welfare concern, and the British Veterinary Association and others are very keen to see us have a sustainable transition, you know, for the industry away from that, because it's causing a lot of concern to a lot of constituents. But as a vet, it's something that really upsets me as well. And finally, I'd really urge the Minister to meet with the National Pig Association as soon as possible, just so that, you know, we can look at how we can support UK farmers, we can maintain high animal welfare standards, and that we can improve our nation's food security. Thank you.